Psychology says some children do not lose their childhood suddenly. Rather, they quietly leave it behind. No one tells them that they are growing up. Rather, one day they realize on their own that they have to become responsible, and maybe it is them. And this is the psychology of that child who grew up too early. And maybe that is you. Maybe you were the one who understood early when to stay quiet, when not to react, and when to manage your feelings inside so that the situation does not get worse. You developed more patience than your age, more control, more responsibility, but people called it your maturity. But in reality, that was not personality. That was a survival strategy developed under pressure. You made yourself smaller so that the problem would not become bigger. And even today, when you enter a room, your nervous system automatically scans. Who is upset? Who is distant? And who seems emotionally unstable? If this pattern is looked at with structure, psychology has divided it into 5 parts, which often develop in people who grew up too early. Let's understand them. Number 1. Early emotional responsibility. When a child carries more emotional weight than their capacity, the brain makes a rule. Regulate others and put yourself later. We call this process parentification. In this, the child appears strong, but inside a belief is written, I must not be a problem. And when this belief settles deeply, then in adulthood expressing your needs starts to feel selfish. Number 2. Defensive independence. When consistent support is not available, the child reduces their dependency. They become self-reliant early, not because they were naturally independent, but because they learned that help is not guaranteed. This independence looks impressive, but sometimes it becomes the foundation of trust issues. You are capable, but relying fully on someone feels difficult. Number 3. Uneven emotional growth. Under pressure, development does not stay balanced. Some parts mature very early: decision-making, responsibility, and emotional awareness. But some parts never get the chance to be nurtured. That is why sometimes you seem very composed, but sometimes a small rejection unexpectedly hurts you deeply. This is not a contradiction. Rather, it is the result of incomplete emotional safety. Number 4. Rest feels unsafe. Chronic stress teaches the body that staying alert all the time is survival. That is why when life becomes calm, your system becomes suspicious. Stillness feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar things feel unsafe. You stay busy, you stay productive, you stay useful, because peace was not a natural state for your system. Number 5. Guilt around receiving care. Early responsibility often creates the belief that if I become dependent on someone, then I will only become a burden. That is why you make your problems smaller. You justify when asking for help, and you feel uncomfortable while receiving care, as if you have to earn everything. Now the most important thing. There is nothing broken in you. Your nervous system was always intelligent, and it adapted according to the environment. You developed control in chaos. You developed responsibility in instability. And that was not weakness. Rather, it was a survival design. But maybe now you are not that helpless child anymore. Healing does not mean losing strength. Healing means accepting that now you do not need to stand on guard all the time. Now rest is allowed. Now softness can be safe. Children who grow up too early often continue to carry responsibility in adulthood, even when no one is asking. The question is not whether you are strong or not. The question is, do you ever allow yourself to relax? If you were also more responsible than a child should have been, then write in the comments, I had to grow up early. And if you want to understand your survival patterns and consciously shift them, then subscribe. Here we do not just talk about becoming strong. Here we learn to feel safe. And maybe now the time has come that you do not just survive, but also make peace a part of your life.